You walk into a busy coffee shop. You grab your latte, turn around and scan the room. Instinctively, you make a beeline for the corner booth, the one with the solid wall behind it and a clear view of the door. You tell yourself you just like the quiet, but the real answer is far stranger. You are not choosing a seat. A 3 million-year-old survival algorithm is choosing it for you. Your brain is running a threat assessment software that hasn't had a single update since we huddled in caves. This software is called Prospect Refuge Theory. It was formally named by geographer J. Appleton in 1975, but the code was written deep in your ancestral past. The theory states that humans prefer environments where they can see without being seen. You need a clear prospect, an unobstructed view of your surroundings to spot danger. And you need a refuge, a secure, sheltered space that protects your back from ambush. Imagine your ancestor on the open savanna. The grass is tall, the sun is setting. To survive, they need a panoramic view to scan for saber-toothed cats. But they also need a rocky outcrop or a dense thicket directly behind them. Open back equals death. The fossil record screams this lesson. Paleoanthropologists like Rick Potts at the Smithsonian have documented how hominid remains in exposed, open sites show a far higher frequency of predator tooth marks compared to those found in sheltered alcoves. The ones who didn't feel a jolt of anxiety in the open simply didn't pass on their genes. You feel that jolt today, but you mislabel it. You call it a preference for a cozy table. Watch people the next time you enter a restaurant. The first tables to fill are always the booths lining the walls. The tables that sit in the center of the room, floating in a sea of foot traffic with backs exposed on all four sides, are universally hated. Restaurant architects know this. They call those center tables death seats, and they are the absolute last to be occupied. Your brain registers them as a danger zone. You can't relax there because your lizard brain is screaming that a wolf could be sneaking up on you right now. This isn't just about chairs. It shapes the entire architecture of your life. The open plan office was supposed to be a utopia of collaboration. It became a psychological minefield. Researchers Jung-Soo Kim and Richard Didier from the University of Sydney studied the effects of open plan layouts on stress. They found that a perceived lack of visual privacy and the inability to control one's back exposure directly triggers cortisol spikes. Sitting with your screen facing the entire office flow means anyone can look over your shoulder. Your brain interprets an approaching coworker not as Dave from accounting, but as a potential threat vector entering your blind spot. You feel a flash of irritation before he even speaks. That's not introversion. That's your fight or flight system misfiring. And you build little forts to cope. You stack books on the edge of your desk. You angle your monitor to block the sightline from the hallway. You put on giant noise-canceling headphones even when you aren't listening to music. These are psychological refuge barriers. You are constructing a symbolic cave wall out of office supplies. The headphone silence is the modern equivalent of a dark, quiet thicket where no predator can hear you breathing. The need for prospect explains why you pay a fortune for a view. A hotel room with a window overlooking the city skyline costs triple. A corner office with 2 walls of glass is the ultimate corporate status symbol. You think you're paying for aesthetics. You're actually paying for command of the landscape. A high vantage point allows you to see threats, resources, and opportunities from miles away. Steven Pinker notes that this desire for a panoramic vista is a direct cognitive holdover. A hilltop with a 360-degree view was the ultimate safe zone. You could see the herd migrating. You could see the enemy tribe advancing. Information was survival. Even your mood is a function of the horizon. Studies in environmental psychology by Roger Ulrich have shown that hospital patients assigned to rooms with a window view of trees and open sky recover faster and need fewer painkillers than those staring at a brick wall. A brick wall offers zero prospect. It is a visual dead end. Your brain perceives a confined, featureless environment as a trap. Stress hormones stay elevated. Healing slows. A view of nature, however, provides a distant focal point. It tells your ancient operating system that you are in a safe perch. You can see far, and nothing is currently trying to kill you. This theory also explains why horror movies are so effective. A filmmaker will deliberately violate your need for prospect and refuge. They place the victim in an open clearing with their back to a dark forest. Or they trap them in a confined space, a closet or a basement, with no windows and only one exit. The camera will slowly pan away to reveal the monster entering that single exit. Your heart pounds, not because of the music, but because the geometry of the scene is a death trap. You are watching a scenario that millions of years of evolution told you to avoid at all costs. Think about your digital life. You scroll through social media, a behavior that mimics scanning the horizon. You watch for social threats, status changes, and opportunities. You curate a profile, a digital refuge, that presents a calculated, safe version of yourself to the world while you observe others. The anxiety of having someone look over your shoulder at your phone screen is the same anxiety of a caveman hearing a twig snap behind him. The information on your screen is your current prospect. Exposure means vulnerability. So, the next time you walk into a room and feel a subtle, unexplainable pull toward a specific chair, listen to it. That's not a quirk. That's your inner hominid doing a perimeter sweep. You are looking for the spot where the saber-toothed cat isn't hiding. You are checking the exits. You are putting your back to the wall. You are doing exactly what you were built to do. You walk into a busy coffee shop, you grab your latte, and you immediately look for a place to survive.